think everybody knows about, well, a lot of people know about Billy Crystal and George Burns and Milton Berle. You know, I mean, well, those are three of the comedy greats, you know, of our lifetime, in history. But you know, people pointed out to me and that the Catskills was on a par, really, at its peak in the 50s. With Vegas, with Atlantic City, which was huge back then, and not just for comedy, those folks, but for really breaking ground in terms of the integration of black acts and white acts and jazz and Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington and Benny Goodman. I mean, my God, anybody who was anybody played there. And Seinfeld, of course, Jerry Seinfeld got his start there. Mm-hmm.
Now we look back, and so many of the hotels have are no longer in existence, and I know that's really produced the thought of we got to preserve here.
Yeah.
And I know some people have made attempts and overtures about museum and that kind of thing, entertainment venues. You know, in your research and in your chatting with people. You've heard things, you know, but nothing has really borne fruit here, has it? No,
there's some nice smaller exhibits of slices of it, of the Catskills. I'm thinking in Swan Lake, there's a little tiny museum exhibit of the Swan Lake part of things. Overlooking Swan Lake, but next to a dilapidated Stevensville hotel. The Sullivan County Museum in Hurleyville has a tiny corner with a video that wasn't working when I was there, devoted to the Borscht Belt. I mean, a tiny corner of this whole museum. There have been efforts for a bungalow museum that never took off. There was even an entertainment museum that really had a lot of interest at the college, at SUNY Sullivan, which was Sullivan County Community College back then, that also just never took off, despite some real effort, a little bit of money. And now there's one of the last hopes is for a sort of a Hall of Fame at the old Nevele Resort in outside of Ellenville, but that's only going to happen, I think. Jack Godfrey is the man behind that, and he's been behind it for years. If the Nevele gets one of the casino slots, which is kind of ironic. The other thing that I should say, that probably the most comprehensive, but it's really just a quarter of a room big, is at the Liberty Museum, and that's in Liberty, and that's part of but it's part of a bigger exhibit that was traveling on the Catskills in general, and that's the Catskills in Greene County, the Catskills in, I think, Columbia County. So nothing really devoted to this really remarkable part of American history, our Catskills.
And most of the archival information and archives that we have are personal, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're not. There's no centralized location.
John Conway. You can't mention the preservation of the Catskills without. John Conway is a Sullivan County historian. You know, he has reams of stuff. Dorothy Shapiro, whose husband and family owned Sullivan's and her department store, which somebody called Our Own Little Bloomingdale's. Which was near the old Grossinger's Hotel. She has files and files and files of stuff. Bernie Cohen, who, like Ira Steingart, owned a printing company and advertising. He has stuff. Ira has just postcards and brochures and everything, but there's no centralized place for it, and it's sad. It's really sad.
Do you see that happening, or is it money and organization that kind of in the way of something really kind of happening with that?
Yeah, money. Money's always finding a place for it. You know, there are also a lot of the people who really might have preserved it are no longer with us. When a lot of the hotels closed, the bigger hotels, it left sort of a bitter taste in some people's mouths because there were bankruptcies and money owed and layoffs and
Not happy endings.
not happy endings. And so some people just wanted to kind of push it aside. Others didn't realize, you don't know what you have, what you got until it's gone, to
Yeah.
quote Joni Mitchell. And as time passes, I'm really afraid that there won't be a central location, for this really remarkable era of American history.
Are there people out there, Steve, in your conversations who think, boy, if the Concord could get a casino, that in some way that could maybe not revive what, the classic Catskills, but maybe could possibly serve as some sort of venue down the road for something?
Yeah, I think. Well, as I think I said, the Nevele. There's a Jack Godfrey over in Ellenville Way has been trying to set something up there for a museum of the Catskills for a long time, and he's hoping and planning that if the Nevele gets one of the casino licenses, and that's a big if. He can set something up there. There were a couple folks in Rock Hill who were interested in doing a casino. Robert Berman, a longtime Catskill resident whose father, I believe, helped build the Concord. He and a partner talked about perhaps applying for a casino license and doing a Hall of Fame of the Catskills in their place. They never did apply. So maybe, but except for that possible museum at the Nevele, I haven't heard really anyone talking about, bringing back the glory years. Everybody's kind of looking ahead,
But it would be a shame to lose the...
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And of course, I'd be remiss in saying that at the Liberty Museum, Robert Dadris, where they do have that slice of this, I think it's a 6,000-foot exhibit on the entire Catskills, but not the Sullivan County or even Ulster County Catskills. They want to install the whole thing. But he's talking about 5 years, and that needs money, and so even that's down the road, and who knows how many people will be interested by then.
A bissel Sinn, a bissel Regen, a neue Gord im Kopf zu legen, a gesinnt, kann man glücklich sein. A Schicha-Sock, a Kleid und Lattes in Käschene, a 3-4 Slattes, a gesinnt, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sinn, sie scheint für jeden, der wurde reich. A bisschen Freude, a bisschen Lachen, a Bull mit Freund, Schnäpsel machen, a Biegesinnt, kann man glücklich sein. Einer sieht das Schieres, einer sieht Gewehres, einer in die ganze Welt. Einer meint, das ganze Glück hängt nur auf Geld. Soll alle siechen, soll alle kriechen, nur ich tracht bei sich. Ich darf dus auf Kapuris, weil dus Glück steht bei